Sziasztok and welcome to my channel!
Oh, I hate this.
Sziasztok and welcome here! Today I'm here to share with you guys my very first episode from my autumn series. So, in the upcoming videos, I'm going to share with you a lot of autumn-inspired look, and this is the very first, which is a really simple full matte look, which is full of brown, reddish, and yellow colors. So this is very autumny and really wearable. So I hope you're gonna like it and I hope you're gonna recreate it. So if you would like to recreate this look, don't forget to tag me on Instagram, because maybe I'm going to feature you on my Insta stories. So don't forget to tag me. Here is my Instagram handle. But without further ado, let's get into this.
So, hey guys, again! Today, as always, I'm going to start with a clean and moisturized face. And the first thing what I'm going to do, I fill my brows in. This is my least favorite part of the makeup routine, but this is really necessary, I think, because the brows are framing the face. Today I'm testing a new technique, so I'm going to use an eyeshadow to fill in my brows from my Jaclyn Hill palette, and I have to bring the Jaclyn Hill palette because I don't know which shade is it. So I'm using, which is called Buns. I'm using a skinny, teeny tiny angled brush to fill in my brows because I figured out this is the best way how I can control the amount of product and the precision of the application. It was the first time when I did this in this way. I just asked my husband if he liked it or not, but he liked it, so I'm going to do that again. After that, I'm using a tinted brow gel to lock my brows in place. As the next step, I'm using my Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in the shade C2. I'm almost run out of it, so I have to really dig into this tube to get a little product out of it. But I'm going to purchase another bottle because I really like this concealer. And I'm always using this concealer to create an eyeshadow base as well, because I figured out the concealers working as the best eyeshadow base as well. I'm using a fluffy brush to fix my concealer with a banana powder from my Revolution Pro Contour Kit. And yes, dance time! I'm going to use a paper towel. I'm starting the shade Central Park from the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm placing the paper towel to the outer corner of my eyes towards the tail of my brows. And I start to pad this dark color to my outer corner area and create the wing effect to the outer corner. I move on a flat definer brush and I just reapply this shade, create a more intensified look. And I just blend out again with my fluffy flat brush. And when I'm satisfied with this wing, I move on to the next shade, which is called Mocha. This is also a dark brown shade, but this is a little bit lighter and it has a more reddish undertone. I just blend out the Central Park edges. Now I move on to a clean, fluffy blending brush and just blend out all of the edges. And when I'm satisfied with the look, I'm going to move on to the shade Buns. And I'm using just a light wash of this color and just blend and blend again. And I just touch my face with my fingers and there was a bright red shade in it. And this is on my nose! How are you gonna fix it? I think that's a look. Now I move on to the shade called Roxanne and I just blend again the previous shade, and I'm using it because this is a really nice terracotta shade which is really reminds me to the autumn colors, and this is going to be a nice transition between the browns and the yellow colors. And I just move back with my flat definer brush and just reapply the darkest shade because I lose a little bit pigmentation during the blending process. And I take my blending brush again and just blend out the edges. Now I take the paper towel and just clean up my brush before I choose the shade Creamsicle, which is a beautiful yellowy shade, and I just apply it to the very end of the ombre on my eye. I just moving back and forth between the shades because I don't want to lose any of it. And as a final touch, I'm taking my contour palette and I take the banana shade. So this is only a final touch to blend out the yellow shade edges with this yellowy undertoned skin tone shade. And I move on to the lower lash line. What am I doing with this brush? So I'm applying all of the shade again in the same sequence. Am I showing it right? I'm taking the shade Central Park and I'm applying as close to the lash line as possible with a wiggling motion. And now I take a small pencil brush and the shade Creamsicle and just blend out the darkest shade edges. Basically I'm moving the same sequence as on the upper lid. Now I'm taking the shade Roxanne and I'm just blending and blending and blending to connect the lower lash line's outer corner, if it's make any sense, to the wing situation, what is going on the upper lid area. And after I did my other eye out of camera, I just take the same paper towel which I used before, I just turn it inside out and I'm going to use it to contour my face. I'm using my Revolution Pro Contour Palette and a cute angled brush to apply it. This is a really easy trick to create a really structured line on your face. After that you can blend it out just as I do, because I don't like this really harsh line on my face, but it really helps to create it on the right place. I also contour my jawline a little bit, and I'm using my Freedom Makeup blush palette in the shade Peach and Baked, and basically I'm just mixing this raw and just lightly blush up my cheeks. I'm using my Soph Revolution highlighter palette. I'm using these shades, these two shades. I forget to show you the baked one, what I'm using. So I'm mixing these two shades and highlight my cheekbones. Those big highlighters are sick. And I move back to my Jaclyn Hill palette and I'm using the shade and light to highlight my inner corner and under my brow. Now I'm using a black eyeliner pencil. Any black eyeliner pencil can do this job. I'm using a Maybelline one. This is the Colossal Kajal eyeliner pencil in extra black, and I am just tightlining my upper waterline. Now I'm taking my Maybelline Lash Sensational Vouluptus mascara and I'm basically using a generous amount of mascara because I don't like to use false lashes because these are really uncomfortable for me. So I'm coating the upper and bottom part of my lashes because that's how I create a really full lash effect. Now I would like to show you two lip options. The first one is a darker chocolatey brown shade and the other one is a peachy nude shade. And I'm going to choose today the darker one because I really like a little bit darker nude vibes. And also this lipstick is drying down completely matte, which I really like to wear. And this is the finished look, guys.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, so I'm gonna know you liked it. And don't forget to subscribe because that's how this teeny tiny YouTube channel can grow, and I really appreciate every single one of you guys. And if you're subscribed, don't forget to hit the ring button because that's how the YouTube will notify you every time when I'm uploading a new episode from my autumn series. So stay tuned for the upcoming videos and don't forget to check back later on this week for the next video. And that is it for today from me, and see you in my next video, guys. Sziasztok!